ladies and gentlemen of the world. Welcome to my first YouTube video. This is Scales and Tails. I'm going to start with my guppy breeding tank. So right now it's just a pretty good mixture of random guppies. I can't remember the name of these. Maybe some of y'all can identify them. But I kind of just made this because I started with like a 36 gallon. Well, originally I started with a 10 gallon, kind of about this size, and then ended up upgrading to get more fish, which I'll show that in a minute. But I really liked some of the guppies that were coming out. Like these have a really nice coloration in them. I don't know how well you can see them on the video, but so I decided to make breeders for them. I have a beta fish in here, if you can kind of get him on video. Do you see him? Yeah, that's my hat. It's a half moon beta, I'm pretty sure. It's black and white. I don't remember the exact name. Maybe someone else can identify it. Also, just added some Pagastamon and an Amazon sword back there in the left corner, just to kind of add to the tank a little bit because it was a little bare for a little while. I do have shrimp in here. I have some blue dreams and some blue velvets. Not really sure if, yeah, there's a blue dream right here. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of see them a little bit. There's some of the guppies. And then there's some babies. I mean, they are breeding. Obviously, everyone knows guppies breed like crazy, so I'm gonna eventually add some more different kinds to kind of buff up the population and get some different kinds of patterns and colorations out of them, because it's already got a pretty nice little colony going, I guess. Really enjoying this tank though. I know there's hair algae. I kind of let it grow up here. The shrimp do tend to breed better in there, I've noticed. I have a small 5 gallon too that I'll show later that I had to clean out a few times because of a hair algae outbreak, which has been my biggest issue in most tanks. But this one I've let it grow just because it's okay. But you can kind of see it spread. I'm trying to get rid of it on the bottom. Just kind of been picking at it as I go. It's pretty nice, pretty good looking tank. Not my favorite out of all of them, but definitely one that I've kind of like. Just let it do its own thing. So yeah, I guess that's it for the guppy breeder. Not too much else to say. I guess if you guys have any ideas or anything I could add to it to buff it, or anything I could be doing better, please let me know in the comments, because I'm telling you right now, I've been doing fish for a while. I've been in the reptile hobby longer than I've been doing fish. So this right here is my oldest geckos I have. This is my leopard gecko tank. This is my oldest gecko spot. He's probably, I think he's about 12. He's in shed right now. His tail has always been a little bit skinnier. So is Loco's. Just because, I don't really know. They eat really well. He's always eaten really well. This is my first time keeping them on sand. They've been in this setup for about a year now. They've been doing great. And then in here with them, I have a crocodile gecko. I'm not really too sure where he is. Oh, he's right here. If you can kind of get him on video, sitting right here. That is one of my more rare geckos, I guess. I don't really see many people that have those. If they do, they don't show them. I originally had two. Sadly, the other one passed. I did also have a sandfish skink at one point. I guess I can leave this open for a minute. But he sadly passed as well. That was definitely error on my part. But pretty much what I got in here is, so I had 4 succulents, ended up killing 3 of them pretty quickly. And then this one here has been doing really well. I've been able to keep this one alive. I also have it in the window for a little bit of natural lighting for the succulents. Seems like this one's trying to make a comeback, but it's not doing too well. What's up, Loco? Doing pretty good, buddy? Yeah, he's chilling. Basically what I made this tank out of is excavator clay and then sand. So this is a natural rock. Most of my things are from, like, this is a real piece of driftwood I found. This has also been found from family members or myself. This is from a buddy of mine's old tank he has given me. This is also his gecko. I did not buy this gecko. He gifted Loco to me because he couldn't take care of him anymore, and he's been doing great. So he's also probably about 8 or 9 years old. He's an older gecko, but they're still going strong. No issues out of these guys. So pretty much with this tank set up, though, we'll give you a little wrap around here. A little wrap around. So as you can probably tell from over here, sorry about the mess, it's kind of not really much room to store. I got one cave here. I haven't seen them use it too much. Obviously, there's a little bit of poop in there. Can't really get in there to clean that out. But, you know, I'm sure they go in there occasionally. Got another little hide here. This is Loco's favorite spot. Loves going in there. This used to be Spot's favorite spot to hide out in, but it's kind of filled in a little bit with sand. So he hasn't been in there as much, but that's normally where he likes to chill. As you can tell, there's 2 tunnels that go into each of these bigger hides. They're kind of, you know, breaking because excavator clay is good for a little bit, but eventually it cracks. So for right now, this is good for them, but eventually I want to change this up and do something a little different. But if you guys have any ideas, once again, with this one that I could do different or anything I could change up, please let me know. But yeah, these guys are super healthy, doing really well. So yeah, that's the leopard gecko tank. We're gonna move into my bedroom, which is where I have most of my tanks, and then we'll do a little bit more explaining in there. All right, this is my room. It's my dog. She's trying to get some away sometimes. She's cool. All right, so this is my biggest tank I have right now. This is the biggest tank I've had for a while. Me and my buddy, I used to live in South Florida, and we went one day and picked this thing up, and for a while it housed one gecko. It had my Madagascar giant day gecko in there. I got him probably about yay big. And he's been doing good. But right now, so I know a lot of people don't like to mix breed or keep different breeds in the same tank. But I do have 2 different species of geckos in here right now. I have 2 cresties, and I have, you know, the one Madagascar day gecko, and then I have 2 tree frogs. This tank has been through a few different kind of reptiles though. At one point I had a fire skink. Fire skink did great forever until I moved back up, and then I rebuilt the tank, and I'm gonna put a video, a little clip of what that tank build looked like. Me and my buddy did it a long time ago, and I did enjoy that tank. It just ended up, I didn't silicone the barrier enough, and you know, that was my first learning curve there. And it leaked into the land area, didn't have a drainage layer or anything like that, so the substrate got soaked. It was soaking wet all the time. I'm pretty sure the sand, or not the sand, but the fire skink drowned, so that was fun. But if you come look at this tank, I have a lot of different plants in here. I can't really remember the names of any of them. I'm pretty sure that is a bromeliad though. I can't, but I'm not 100% sure. This thing is gorgeous. I love it. It looks like it's not doing great, but trust me, it's doing all right. I mean, it's been in there for probably about a month now, and it's still growing well. The leaves are, these 2 have broken off, but that one's still going strong. I got a few different mosses in here. Moss I've struggled with, haven't been able to keep the moss going too well, but you know, it's working the best it can. But I'm trying to see if I can't see anything. Oh, so right there you can see the emerald eye. If you can get in there and see it in the back, the tank is a little scratched because it was used. Yeah, you can kind of see him. It's right there. That's the emerald eye, and then you can see a crusty tail coming down right next to him. That would be Rango. He has MBD, but he's been kicking for a long time. Then there's another crusty in here named Banana. Real quick, I just wanted to add in here, I am making an Instagram, and I'm going to add pictures of the reptiles that I'm talking about so that you guys can see them. Doing really well. All these guys, you know, I watch and check regularly to make sure they're not fighting or anything, but I haven't had really any issues with, you know, hearing or seeing anything. Basically the setup for this tank, I have a drainage layer with some foam, you know, above the rocks. It's probably about a 1-inch layer, you know, and then I have a mixture of coconut fiber and, you know, regular substrate, and then I took some of the substrate from the already mature tank before this one and kind of put like a flat layer around where all the plants are. Just to give it that extra nutrients and help, you know, boost the growth from the beginning. And it's done well. I mean, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the balance of everything. This plant I added not too long ago, and it got trampled by, I'm pretty sure, a crusty, and ended up pretty much killing it. But it's starting to try and come back. The stems are still really green. No leaves yet, but I mean, about a week ago, this thing looked like it was completely dead. So seeing it come back up a little bit is a little encouraging. This right here is some type of like smaller tree that I bought. I didn't know if I could keep it alive, but that thing has done great. My other tank, it was one of my best growing plants. I really would like for it to thicken up a little more and kind of fill that area out back there. But it's doing well. But so what I have running this tank right now, if you want to come over here and look at this, I got a 5-gallon bucket with a, I'm not exactly sure, a Reptile mister. We have had a storm all day, so our power went out a few times. I'm probably going to have to reset all the lights and timers because every tank, for the most part, is on a timer. Anyways, I have it hooked up to this 5-gallon bucket for the misting system. I just fill it with water whenever, you know, it gets low or I feel like I need to fill it with water. And then 2 nozzles on each corner of the tank. They both kind of spray inward, and then I have a fan for a little bit of air movement. It's just a CPU fan I bought off of Amazon. It does a good job, but I do want to upgrade this tank. I'm looking right now for a 200-gallon to a 220-gallon tank to, you know, do something really crazy with. I just have to have more space and also my own space. This isn't my space. I'm currently still living with my parents. So, you know, I'm trying to figure all this out one by one with the space I have and the time I have, because I do have a job, you know, I have to work. So that's fun. Fiona, please. My 36-gallon bow front, I've had this tank for probably about 4 or 5 months now, possibly a little longer. It's gone through so many fish. I've had everything from gouramis in here, dwarf gouramis. I've had a sunburst, I'm pretty sure is what they're called, gourami, a baby blue dwarf gourami, and all kinds of tetras, and then, you know, obviously shrimp. But right now what I got in here, so I have 5 rummy nose tetras. I just bought 5 new cardinals yesterday because sadly I did a massive water change, and as you can tell, it's kind of in a bad spot for, you know, an easier water change, so I have to do it with a bucket. Kind of stressed a lot of the tetras out, and anyone that's ever kept tetras know that they're very temperate fish. So if you kind of do anything wrong or you stress them out too much, they're gonna keel over on you. So I lost about 5 or 6 fish yesterday. I took a few out, left a few in. The shrimp are eating on them, and the snails, I have I don't know. Yeah, I mean these are neon greens. So I got a few neon greens in there. I'm not sure if I have any more neons. I have 5 celestial pearl danios in there right now as well. I just added them in there yesterday. They seem to be doing okay. And then for my main centerfish, you know, I have this beautiful beta. The thing I had to get that one. I haven't really seen a beta with those kind of colors and matches, you know, all the cardinals and the neons, and I thought it'd be perfect for this tank. Plant-wise, though, this tank is very heavily planted. Definitely one of the heaviest planted tanks I have. You know, I cannot remember the name of any plants right now. That just shows you how much I really care. And I do care, but I guess not enough to know the names of the plants. But there's countless species of plants in here. Countless species of plants in here. And they have all done great. I've not really had any plants die on me. I did have a devil fern at one point, and it did okay for a while until I changed the tank, and then it didn't do well. This tank did have a different setup before this one, and I can put a picture video of what it used to look like. The video of what it used to look like. But for now, I mean, it's doing great. I have one filter on it, and I have 2 air stones for, you know, movement, and I think it's a pretty good balance. I'm really trying to battle algae right now. Hair algae in this tank hasn't been as much of a problem, but it still, you know, pops up here and there. And then lots of, can't remember the name of this kind of algae right now, but I have lots of it, and it's killing some of my plants. I just ordered a vampire shrimp. It's supposed to come in soon for this tank to go with everything, just to have something else on the foreground. But I mean, right here you got a baby red cherry. So the shrimp are breeding. There's some blue bolts in here. I think I have like 5 or 10 blue bolts. I don't even know how many red cherries. Some of the orange sherbet shrimps in there. There's just all kinds of things, all kinds of different species of shrimp there, and they all breed well. And then I have some chili rasboras. There's one kind of floating back there in the back. Can you get him on video? Let's see. Kind of see him. Yeah, so this is my 36-gallon bow front. I originally started with a 10-gallon tank, and I just had tetras and gouramis and a few other things, and then obviously I enjoyed it so much that now I'm here and I have this 36-gallon. Eventually I want to probably turn this into an angelfish tank whenever I get that 200-gallon to do whatever, you know, my big project is going to be, which is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a very pretty tank. But for now, you know, I'm pretty happy with the way this is going. I've had to trim this thing back so many times. It grows like crazy in here. But I got some, I think there's 3 Amazon swords in here. Some Java ferns. Can't remember the name of these, but they grow really, really well. They got the red underneath. It's very nice. These are the mini leaf that I ordered off Amazon. I bought them as seeds, and they just spread like crazy. I mean, you can see they cover the top of the tank everywhere. So yeah, I mean, this tank's doing really well. It's been running as is for about a month or 2. I mean, the tank itself has been set up and running for over 5 or 6 months, so it's a pretty mature tank. Now we're coming over here. This is a crusty specific tank. Right now there are 3 different crusties. I had 4. I bought 2 from an expo not too long ago and ended up losing 1 because I'm pretty sure it was sick. Really nice colors. I'm not exactly sure on the patterns or the exact genes of this guy. It might be a female actually, but really pretty gecko. I got Dorito and he's probably about that big compared to him now. So he's been doing great. Ugh. This is Cheeto. Another very pretty gecko. Also was extremely small when I took him in for my girlfriend. Now he's doing he. Not really sure on their sex yet. I'm pretty sure both of those could be female. But as of right now, I'm not positive. And then there's one more in here. There's a big boy. And he is a male. I know that for sure. His name's Fabio. I do not know where he is right now. Does like to sit in that coconut sometimes, but overall this tank's doing great. Normally I keep this window open. I do have blackout curtains on there because I do work night shifts, so when I do come in and need to block the light out and sleep, I can. But I normally have that window open, and this plant is doing great because of it. I mean, it's grown so many leaves since I put it in here. It's done fantastic. I mean, it's just doing great. This plant's been doing good. Not too sure the names of these, but this tank's been set up for probably 6 months now. Probably about 6 months, and it's done great. All these plants have been doing great. So overall, this tank has been a pretty big success for me. I just kind of set it up super quick. After going to the expo, I knew I wanted more cresties, and I bought more cresties, and I wanted to get a bigger tank for them because I don't like to keep any of my animals in tanks that I think are too small, obviously. So I bought this big thing, so whenever I do get that 250 gallon tank or bigger, you know, I'm gonna end up putting all of them are going in there, all the cresties and the day gecko and everything, and it'll be magnificent. And then over here we got anoles. I got 2 Bahama anoles in there, and then 1 just regular green anole. And then I have 1 plant, just because these guys, I mean, obviously not a lot of people like not too many people in the hobby keep anoles, just because they're super cheap and easy, and they pretty much live everywhere. But I like them. I used to catch these guys when I was a little kid out here in Alabama and put them in the little tanks, and I really enjoyed having them. They're very active. They're like little velociraptors. You know, whenever you put food in their tank, they go absolutely crazy. So it's done well. This 1 plant I have in here is done phenomenal. It was like, it had 3 leaves when I bought it. I know there's a few dead looking, you know, ones, but it's grown really well. But they just have a really simple setup. Lots of sticks, lots of places to jump and hide. A little cave system over here for, you know, whenever they want to not be seen, which is more often than not. And then I have a towel to help with a little bit of humidity in there. Not too much, but just a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it's been doing good. I've had this tank set up for probably about 6 or 7 months, and it's been doing really great. It's been a lot of moving things around and picking things up and putting things down. I've had countless amounts of geckos and, you know, different kinds of lizards. So I've been in this hobby since I was 13, or younger, probably more like 12 years old, and I'm 21 now, so it's about 9 years I've been keeping reptiles. And I haven't had too many fish, but the whole fish hobby is a newer thing to me. But I'm starting to get into it, growing plants and figuring everything out and how to deal with it all. So it's going pretty good. Next, we have the 5-gallon tank. This is meant to just be a cherry breeding tank for my cherry shrimp. That's kind of like the guppy breeding tank. I put all those blue dreams and the blue velvets in there so that those guys could try and breed. But now this tank only has cherry shrimp, and I think there's one orange shrimp in here. And I'm just trying to kind of see how many I can breed. I have seen babies in here. None that have grown anything crazy big yet, just because I had to change this tank and like literally put this tank into 5-gallon form. It was in a 4-gallon form, but now it's 5-gallon. A bunch of rotala growing in the back. It's growing really, really red. I really like the way it's growing. Some Java moss. It's got hair algae in it, which is the #1 killer for me in this tank, because hair algae has been growing like crazy. But it's everywhere, and I mean, you can only do your best to get rid of it. Looking into a few different types of animals that I've been researching to possibly put in here to help control it a little bit. I do have a Nerite snail in here, and then these are just, the mystery snails that pop up from plants and whatever else comes, with, I don't know where they come from. No one knows where they come from. They come from the plants and the rocks and whatever you get from the fish store or wherever else. And they just kind of make a home and they never leave. And I've let them kind of, grow and mosey on through this tank, just because I would like to have a cleaner tank than not, and I can't always do maintenance on it sometimes, so it helps. But yeah, I just have a air stone in this tank, and the light. I don't have a filter. I've never really had a filter on this tank. I've never needed one. It's done really, really well without having a filter. At one point, when I first started the 4-gallon, it had a filter on it for a little bit with some already cycle media in there, and it kind of gave it that jump start. And then ever since then, I've never put another filter on here. So it's been doing really, really well. I've just kind of been learning and going like as I go. This right here is another one of my guppies. I'm sure you just saw it on the video. That's one of the guppies that I bred. Kind of made me want to keep doing it. It's really, really pretty. I mean, it looks like it's on fire almost with how vibrant its colors are. So I really like that one. I might try and specifically breed that one with one of the females whenever it grows and gets a little bigger. I'm not sure yet. Haven't decided. But so far, so good. So those are all of my tanks currently. Eventually, I plan on, expanding everything. I want to get, take them out. I'm pretty sure that's a 55-gallon. I'm not 100% sure. It's like a 50, 60-gallon tank. I want to eventually upgrade that, like I said, into a 200. Yeah, around a 200 to try and more space, more availability to do things, possibly put a water feature in there, whole nother pond with some, tetras or some type of guppies or something in there to kind of give it that extra movement, a lot more visually appealing. But as of right now, this is what I got. If you guys have any ideas or anything that you could, maybe implement into any of these tanks, or anything you would like to see me do, or I have a few extra tanks. I do have like a few in the attic that I could possibly take out and put in more. Just right now, it's a space thing. But yeah, I mean, any tips and tricks help. I'm really, really still trying to figure some things out. So, anything helps. And any ideas of things that I can do to help control some of this algae and, help breed some fish species a little better. I'd like to eventually try and breed the tetras. I just kind of got to figure that out, but that's going to come with time and also research. Done a little bit of research on that, but probably not enough. But anyways, this is probably going to wrap it up for this one. You guys got any other videos or anything you'd like to see, or any questions you have, I can answer them in the next one. whenever I make the next one, you know, whatever it'll be. It'll probably be doing something on one of the tanks, obviously, because that's what this channel is, to do something on the tanks. I hope that I didn't sound, I hope I made sense for the most part. Kind of all over the place. It happens. But for the most part, you know, just trying to explain things, kind of show what I got, put it out there, see how I fare against all the other masters out there. I know there's a lot of really good channels out there, and I've watched a lot of them, been watching a lot of them for a very, very long time, and I've gotten a lot of inspiration from them. So I'm just going to continue to try and do this thing and kind of figure it out. We're going to see how it goes. If you like the video, please like the video and also subscribe. It would be much appreciated. I'm going to try and do the best I can to blow this thing up. But yeah, this is Southern Scales. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.